Alright, Alex S, you know, you came to the channel, you said, hey man, hit her on deck. I have to request a video about you talking about, do you believe there should be multiple weight classes, new weight classes? And this is all about and brought on because of Khabib Nurmagomedov. They said feed Khabib was the catchphrase. They said feed Khabib was the hashtag. Yeah. And then I said hashtag don't feed Khabib because the motherfucker can't make weight. Hashtag scale life. Step on the scale. Hashtag can you make weight. Hashtag him and DC are blood brothers because DC couldn't make it to the Olympic mat because of his diet and issues. Khabib couldn't make it to his championship match because of his diet and issue. His team tried to come out and lie and said it was not about the weight cut. You fucking lying sons of bitches. Don't you dare lie to the fans like that. And oh man, let me get on with the video because I could do this shit all day. That shit's tingling. You know, somebody tell me, hey man, I used to like your channel. Hey, you don't like Muslim fighters, man. You're fucking crazy. I don't give a fuck about all that. I don't even look into it that deep, actually. To be honest, I don't know how many kids Khabib has. I don't know what he does on his free time. I just don't like the guy inside the octagon. Now, you said should there be new weight classes so everyone can make weight and all that? No, there should not be new additional weight classes for the sake of making weight. No, absolutely not. Let me give you the first thing that popped in my head when you asked me this question for a video. I said, who would benefit the most? Who would benefit the most out of there being new weight classes just to make it safer? You know, hashtag safer weight classes. I'm sitting back laughing. I'm like, you know who would benefit the most out of that? Easily. Who would go down as the greatest fighter and it would be the easiest route to that ever? Who would make hand over fist money easily? It'll be somebody like Jon Jones. I think it's safe to say if Luke Rockhold can make 185, Jon Jones can make 185, right? Just in theory, you know, let's just have fun with it for a second. So we say Jon Jones 205er. Then you do a weight class 193. Jon Jones can make 193 for sure. Then you say Jon Jones can go full crackhead and make 185, right? Then you say Jon Jones is old now. He's 36, 37. He still wants to fight, still wants to make money. Then he goes up to heavyweight, right? His brothers are heavyweight, so we know Jon Jones probably has that fat gene, as they say. He'll probably put on weight like a motherfucker if he wanted to. Then we're talking about Jon Jones, you know, possibly 4-division champion. I think Jon Jones beats everybody at 185. He will kill the current champion, Michael Bisping. He would be the champion at 193, 194, whatever. He has been a champion at 205. He's more active and probably more skillful than half of the heavyweights right now without even competing at heavyweight. He'll probably beat all the heavyweights. If he weighed 235, he'll probably handle all those guys. So what does that solve? I'm sure Jon Jones cutting down to 205 pounds is not fun. But he does it because he signs a contract. The contract says you're fighting at 205, he does it. We're not talking about all the fucking cocaine, strippers, and, you know, sex capades. We're not talking about all that shit right now. I'm just talking about weight. So then, let's see. Then you say, oh, well, it's hard for these guys to make 205, so let's do a division at 220. Now Jon Jones 5-division champion. Jon Jones champion at 260 heavyweight, 220 light heavyweight, cruiserweight. Come on, when does it stop? Literally, when does it stop? Alright, so then we say, oh, Jon Jones 41, man, he still wants to fight. Let's do super heavyweight. Now we're talking about motherfuckers coming in sloppy and fat, like 290. His brother's a big boy. His brother's what, offensive, defensive lineman? That's a big boy with a lot of body fat. Not taking shots, I'm just saying, that's the position he's in. He's a big boy. So now we're talking about one guy that could fight in 5 different divisions because you're giving it to him. So let's take it a little less extreme. Conor McGregor looks like death at 145 pounds. Oh my God, he's gonna die. Then you say, wow, Conor McGregor looks his best at 145. Easy, fucking people up, taking their punches, knocking them out, taking the belt from Jose Aldo 13 seconds. So now let's do a weight division. I mean, what weight division do you want? Between 145 and 155? What do you want? 148.6? So then we're saying, alright, so now Conor's fighting at 145, 148.6, 155, 158.6. Now he's fighting at 170. Like, what does putting all these weight classes in between weight classes solve? It doesn't solve anything. It literally does not solve anything. What is this conversation about people fighting at their normal weight classes? There still has to be a rule in place. You still have to show up and make weight at a certain weight class. So in other words, you're saying, hey, we need to call all the fighters and say, stop being pussies, losing all of your weight, stop being a pussy and dehydrating your body till you're fucking delirious and falling over, and fight at whatever weight that your body's made to fight at. So guess what that means? That means you take a pussy like Khabib and say, can you make 170? Can you make 170 without cutting weight, Khabib? If he says yes, guess what? Everyone's just gonna do one thing. There's only one thing. We're still gonna expect him to show up at 170 and make weight. But then guess what? Somebody's gonna say, oh, well, Khabib didn't fight for 6 months this year, so he actually blew up to 180. So now you're saying, oh, well, he can't make 170, but he can make 180. So guess what that means? That means you sign up for a fight at 185 or you don't fucking fight. What do you want to do? You want to give him a weight class at 177 because he can't make 170, but he's too small, air quotes, for 185. So let's give him 178.6. No, it doesn't work that way. That shit will be stupid. That shit will be tacky, and we'll start having raggedy ass fights. Believe it or not, they say, whoever they are, you Google it, they say 1% of society has six-pack abs. But they say America's the fattest country. So what does that mean? What do you say about that 1%? They probably diet? Yeah, that sounds about right. Some people naturally have low body fat? We could go with that. Some people actually work out, diet, and they have good genes. Some people actually work out, diet, and they have the fat gene, whatever that is. Some people don't eat fast food. Some people eat like a fucking rabbit all day. All I'm saying is it depends on the individual only. That's all it depends on. Are you telling me right now Demetrious Johnson can happily fight at 145? Yes, he can. He doesn't want to. He can fight at 135. He doesn't want to. You know, in theory, he could fight at 155, but he doesn't want to. So what would do in a division between 125 and 135? What would that do for Demetrious Johnson? It would just give him more of an excuse to stay at his division. I'm the most dominant champion in one division only. I've dominated my division. All I'm saying is nothing would change for him because he already has that opportunity right now. He just doesn't want to make the most of it. So no, I don't think adding weight classes solves one thing. I do not. I can't get behind that. Personally, I can't get behind that. Professionally, I can't get behind that. If I was Khabib's manager, I would get that motherfucker a side eye in a hospital bed looking at him like, you stupid motherfucker. Why the fuck you eating tiramisu on embedded? Because guess what? None of us would know. None of us would know. We would just say, damn, maybe something went wrong. You know, back in the day, you know what people used to do when people couldn't make weight back in the day? We say, wow, that's crazy. Oh, let me give you an example, actually. I like to give examples so nobody can argue it, because then it's a fact. Who's a fighter that comes to mind that always gets fat after his fights? You see him on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you see him at, he's always fat when he's not fighting. Always thick, whatever you want to call him, because I'm not saying he's fat and obese. Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson. Quentin Rampage Jackson, right? Now, why can you give Rampage so much respect? Because he always cut the fucking weight. Now, what happened that one time he didn't make weight? Everybody automatically said, whoa, something must be going on, because Rampage always makes weight. Oh, well, I saw him a few weeks ago. He was still pretty big. Who cares? He always makes weight, though. So there must be something going on. So what happened that one time he didn't make weight? What did Rampage say? I hurt my ankle. I couldn't fucking run. I fucking hurt my ankle at wrestling practice. I rolled my ankle and this big fat motherfucker landed on top of it. My ankle was fucked up. I couldn't even fucking run or work out for fucking almost 2.5 weeks. Now I say, this is a guy that always puts the weight on, but he always got the weight off. 10, 15 years, 17 years, always, every single fight, never miss weight. So I say, you know what? If Rampage Jackson, the guy that has always made weight, is telling me that he had a fucked up ankle at wrestling practice, and this is the first time ever he didn't make weight, and it was a late notice fight. Keep that in mind too. This wasn't a fight where he had 12 weeks. This wasn't a fight where he had 8 weeks. I think it was about 6 weeks. If Rampage Jackson's telling me he had a fucked up bum ankle from wrestling practice, guess what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if Rampage Jackson would have been on Embedded, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere the week of the fight, eating ho-hos and ding-dongs. Oh yeah, and tiramisu. Then I wouldn't be buying the story. Do you follow me? I know there's somebody listening that just doesn't want to. They don't want to admit it. That makes sense. There's somebody that they just love Khabib so much they want to cuff those Russian nuts and oh, this is my favorite fighter. Yes, I love Khabib. Yes, feed Khabib. Yes, I know there's somebody out there listening like that, and that's fine. But all I can say is, eating that shit on camera during your fight, not making weight, that just doesn't work, buddy. That literally just doesn't work. So I gave Rampage Jackson the benefit of the doubt. I didn't give Khabib the benefit of the doubt. Oh yeah, don't forget last time he made weight, he had a problem making weight too. It was speculated in the background. Do your research. You go onto the MMA forums and put that last fight in there. Oh, Khabib's not looking good for this weight cut. There's an article done on it. I'm not going to tell you the website because they don't give me no fucking free press. I'm not giving them the free press. Oh, guess what? I actually read that article today because I was laughing. I was like, didn't this motherfucker have problems cutting weight before? Or is that just me? And he didn't miss weight, but he definitely had an issue making weight. Oh, yeah, let me guess. Somebody could say, oh, yeah, he's getting older. That's why. Khabib's getting older. That's why he's having issues now making weight. When you get older, you can't cut weight. Oh, it's funny. It's funny how you guys make these fucking excuses. But me, nah. I just look at the facts. Nah. Just sit back and make my opinions based on facts. I don't get too emotional with people I don't know. Take me up on that. I don't know what else to say. Man, fuck it. It is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments.